In this video, I am playing through all of Super Mario Galaxy. This is one of my favourite childhood Wii games, alongside other classics like Toy Story Mania and Scooby-Doo First Frights. Anyway, let's begin Mario Galaxy. The game starts with Mario getting an invitation to the Star Festival, and he was delighted to be there. He was running around, but then Bowser's armada of airships attacked, and he just went crazy. He was freezing Toads, sending meteors down, and these Toads by Peach were useless, by the way. Like, why was one of them just hiding behind her? Bowser didn't just want Peach though, he wanted the whole castle. And I'm just realising now that Peach is T-posing in this scene, like, are you kidding me? This next scene was the craziest thing ever to me as a kid. Cody SML just absolutely does Mario in, knocking him off of the castle. Thankfully though, he woke up on a bed of flowers like that one game, after this Luma had rescued him. It turned into this rabbit, and after I caught 3 of them, Rosalina appeared. She said that if Mario wanted to rescue Peach, he needed to be able to travel through space, and that apparently this Luma could give him that power. And after she buggered off, I used my brand new spin ability on this crystal to unlock the star launcher. I then immediately started my first level, and after not even being here for 10 seconds, I did a bit of an unfortunate long jump and ended up dying in this black hole. I know I said I played this game as a kid, but I didn't say I was any good at it. But after I survived this electric room and turned all of these floor panels blue, I got my first Grand Star, and I flew off to this mysterious looking dark place. The Grand Star gave the whole place a bit of light, and Rosalina appeared and told Mario that this place is called the Comet Observatory, and this is definitely one of my favourite places in any Mario game. It's just got a nice vibe to it, and I really like the music. Rosalina wanted me to get some more power stars to power up the observatory, so I headed to the Terrace dome, which had my first few levels in it. The first galaxy I went to was the Good Egg Galaxy, and this is such an iconic Mario level to me, though I do still get that one Peanut Butter Gamer song stuck in my head whenever I play it.
Oh Mario, you are looking so fabulous today.
Anyway, we all know the best part about this galaxy is the boss here. Mario lands on this giant Hatchimal looking egg.
Michael, don't leave me here.
And after I smacked it with its own tail, this dino piranha popped out and the fight began. Yeah, this whole fight is basically just Mario beating up a newborn dinosaur. I actually felt kinda bad for it, but after defeating it, I got a star. Another legendary galaxy here in the Terrace was the Honey Hive Galaxy, where Mario met some bees, and even became one himself. I do really like Bee Mario. It might be my favourite power-up from the Galaxy games, though I do really like Cloud Mario from Galaxy 2 as well. I could fly around and stick to these little honey pads, though I didn't have a sting attack, which would have been pretty nice. Though, thinking about it, he'd probably die after using it, wouldn't he? Because he's a bee. The Queen Bee had a bit of an itch that needed scratching, literally, so Mario had to go and get his hands dirty. And after I had a bit of a crawl around, I collected all of the star chips that were stuck to her, which created a launch star. By the way, I can't believe the Honey Queen is going to be a voice character in the film. Like, I genuinely can't wait to watch this on the big screen. After Mario said his goodbyes to the Honey Queen, I went into this launch star, which took me to where Captain Toad's Toad Brigade was. These guys are so sick. I'm glad that Captain Toad eventually got his own game. And after that level, they moved on to the Comet Observatory down in the garage, and apparently the Lumas were building them their own ship. Eventually, this hungry Luma appeared, and he wanted some star bits that I'd been collecting to make him transform. I fed him up, which made him turn into a brand new galaxy. This level's all themed around sweets and chocolate, and those Lumas must work bloody fast because the Toad Brigade were here cheering me on. The yellow Toad here said he loved mint chocolate, which is apparently what the Tails doll smells like if anyone was curious about that. Anyway, after I checked out the Toad's brand new ship, being the Starshroom, I went to the Loop-de-Loop Galaxy, and everything about this place is great. Mario surfing around on this manta ray while this insane music is playing in the background is amazing. This was also the first level where I realised this game is definitely a bit easier when you're playing it on a normal controller, instead of using a Wii remote and a nunchuck. I remember flying off these type of levels all the time back in the day, but I didn't have too much trouble with them during this playthrough. It was now finally time for me to face my first boss in this game, being Mega Leg. And I can't believe this guy's actually going to be in the movie, but I'm definitely not complaining. It's pretty cool to see him. You know what? Looking at him, he's actually pretty scary looking. He reminds me of the aliens from War of the Worlds. I overcame my fears of him though, and after I climbed up his legs and baited a few bullet bills into hitting him, I managed to defeat him. And after he blew up, I collected my second Grand Star, which revealed another new dome in the observatory, being the Waterfall. I needed to keep collecting these Grand Stars to fully power up the Comet Observatory's beacon, which would then allow us to fly to the centre of the universe, which is apparently where Peach was. Speaking of her though, she must have been alright since she was somehow sending posts out. I got quite a few of these nice letters from her, and they even had 5 1-ups in them. I don't know how they got through Bowser's security, but you know what, fair play to her. When I was in the Waterfall Dome though, and I saw the rolling green galaxy, I thought, oh no, here we go. As this is another fun level that mainly revolved around the Wii's motion controls, I had to carefully guide Mario around these obstacle courses, and honestly, the most stressful part about it is how the music gets faster the quicker you go. Rolling into Goombas genuinely terrified me here as well, as they can easily send you off the course if you're not careful. I eventually safely made it to the end and got the star, but man, those levels are pretty scary. Around this time in the game, I also unlocked the Prankster Comet levels. They're basically just harder versions of previous levels. For example, in one of them, I had to complete the Dino Piranha level in under 4 minutes, while another had me racing against Cosmic Mario in the Honey Hive Galaxy. These are all pretty fun, and while they're not too hard, if you die during these, you have to start all over again, so you've got to be careful. A fun galaxy in the Waterfall Dome was the Space Junk one, and it had me flinging around using these sling pods. But for some reason, I was absolutely terrible at this Hungry Luma level, which had me in more of these sling pods. I'd always just hit the cannonballs or just fly right past the next sling pod.
I hate this game so much.
I was genuinely so bad at this. Like, does anyone else struggle here? I did eventually complete it though. I think I just needed to be a bit more patient with the old slinging. Now I'd like to introduce you to my arch nemesis in this game, and he was over in the Battle Rock Galaxy. To get to him, I had to feed this Hungry Luma even more star bits. I got these by using the star power up and just running into his chain chomps over and over. After I fed him up, he turned into another galaxy, which is where the garbage Gearmo was. And I had so much beef with this guy when I first played this game. You see, I could get a hidden star in this level by helping him blow up some trash, and if I didn't destroy every pile of rubbish in the 30-second time limit, this guy would just straight up kill me. I just did not like this guy as a kid. I mean, look at him with his little green outfit. Nah, you know what, maybe I'm the hater. I think I might have just been bad at this level back then.
I should never have hurt you. Said those things.
Thankfully, I managed to complete it on my first try this time around and got my star. The boss at the Waterfall Dome was Bowser himself, and I've always liked these Bowser fights. You basically have to bait Bowser into doing his down B on these little lava pits which lights his tail on fire, letting you hit him. The best part about this though is the fact that when Bowser gets his tail lit on fire, the vocals of the music kicks in. Anyway, after smacking Bowser around a few times, I defeated him. Well, not really, since of course he got back up, but I did get a grand star for my trouble. I of course unlocked another dome after doing that, but around this point, I also unlocked the library, which is where I could go to listen to Rosalina read a storybook. I slowly unlocked the different chapters as I played. It's quite a nice little story of a little girl, who I assume is Rosalina, leaving her home and eventually finding a new family of Lumas. Also, I find it cool how they made this book into a real thing. I do kinda want it. And it's nice that they gave Rosalina a bit of a backstory here. Also, does anyone else remember the game theory video where he says she's actually like Peach and Luigi's daughter or something?
Same attached ears, same blue eyes, and he's left-handed, meaning the odds of Peach and Luigi having a left-handed child like Rosalina.
The kitchen was the next dome, and it had the Beach Bowl Galaxy, which I quite enjoyed. It had me swimming around a lot looking for bits of treasure, and I even took part in a swimming test. To pass, I had to steal this gold shell right out of another student's hands, which I felt a bit bad about doing, but it had to be done. Swimming with the shells in this game though is pretty fun, and I could also use them to open these treasure chests. I opened one in this level that had a launch star inside, and after going into it, I found a bit of a secret area that introduced the Ice Flower power-up. As Ice Mario, any water I touched froze instantly, allowing me to wall jump at waterfalls. One of the Prankster Comet levels in this galaxy was genuinely really scary. The normal version had me trying to cross this path with loads of thwomps around, but in the Prankster Comet version, they were moving on like 2 times the speed or something. They were just going crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a thwomp move like that.
Which way are we going?
But after being crushed and falling into the black hole about 100 times, I finally completed it. Another galaxy that was clearly made to make the most out of the Wii's motion controls was the Bubble Breeze Galaxy. Throughout most of this level, I was stuck in a bubble, and I had to carefully make my way through the area without it popping. Apparently if you're playing in handheld mode, you can move a bubble by tapping the screen, which I definitely did not fancy trying. It was hard enough back on the Wii with the Wii remote, but yeah, this level wasn't too difficult, and I completed it without too much trouble. Ghostly Galaxy has the legendary mission Luigi and the Haunted Mansion. We have to go and rescue Luigi, who'd been kidnapped by some boos. I could use the light to defeat them, and I even became a boo myself.
I'm a ghost now. Boo!
As Boo Mario, I could phase through walls to pass through them, and I eventually got to where Luigi was. He'd gotten separated from the Toad Brigade, but he had found a star to be fair to him. I also really like how he joins Mario on the You Got a Star screen. It's quite charming. Luigi was chilling over at the garage, so I went over to see him, and he said that he'd have a look for another star in the Good Egg Galaxy for me. He then disappeared, but I did eventually get a letter from him showing where he was. I don't know how he managed to take that picture, but I headed to the Good Egg Galaxy to go and pick him up. He was on top of this little house, which I feel like he could have just jumped off, but anyway, he'd found a star, so we headed back to the observatory. The Boyo Base Galaxy was interesting as it had a hidden green star for me to find. To get to the hidden green star here, I needed to bait a bullet bill into blowing up this cage around this pipe, which ended up taking me to the top of the Boyo Base, I guess. The hardest part about getting this star though, was trying to get another bullet bill to blow up the cage around it. I ended up dying here, which was kind of annoying, as I had to redo that first bit again. After I finally managed to get the star, this little green Luma appeared at the observatory, and he said that he was a guardian of the Trial Galaxies. And he said that that if I wanted to open the doorway to them, I needed to find the 2 other green Lumas. And luckily, Luigi had just so happened to find another green star for me, so I only had 1 more left to find. By the way, the boss fight here at the kitchen had Junior, Cody and Joseph all in one scene, so this was instantly the best fight in the whole game. With the grand star from that fight, I unlocked the final dome of the lower level of the observatory, being the bedroom. It's funny, the moment I got here, I could instantly fight the boss. Since I had quite a few stars at this point, I'd been collecting every one I could get, so I could have just skipped these levels here if I wanted to, but there was no way I was doing that, especially as Gusty Garden Galaxy was here. This level is just magical. I mean, everyone knows the theme of it, right? Hearing that during the credits of the first movie was crazy. This mole boss that was here was genuinely kind of evil though. Like, I've never seen a Mario character with so much hate in their eyes. The final star that Luigi found for me was back in the Honey Hive Galaxy. This is the one that I always struggled with back in the day. Like, I could not tell which tree Luigi was on. After I found it, I knocked him off the tree and got the star. The Freeze Flame Galaxy had a bit of a hot and cold thing going on, and I got to try out the Fire Mario power up here, which yeah, was basically the same thing as the ice one but with fire this time. The Dusty Dune Galaxy was also here in the bedroom, which I'll talk a bit more about later when we get to the purple coin missions, since yeah, I died here quite a bit. By the way, I wonder what the Hungry Luma Galaxy outside the bedroom is called. There's no way. We've got the Big Mouth Galaxy in this game. Unfortunately, this level didn't have anything to do with the hit Netflix show. Instead, I had to use a golden shell to open this treasure chest. And surprisingly, Captain Toad was inside of it, and he gave me the star that he had found. I found my 3rd and final green star in the Dusty Dune Galaxy, and now that all 3 of the green Lumas were reunited, I finally could have a go at the Trial Galaxies. The first one was another Bubble Blast one, which I guess was a bit harder than the first one, but to be honest, it wasn't really that bad, and I managed to complete it on my first try. The second trial was at the Rolling Gizmo Galaxy, and I really wasn't looking forward to this one. I had to roll around on this ball again, and yeah, let's just say my first try did not go well. It's pretty crazy how fast you can go on that thing. Anyway, after I rolled my way to the end of that level, I only had 1 trial left to complete. It was the surfing one, and the track here was crazy. I honestly don't know how I survived some of these turns. Overall, this level was just really scary. There were so many moments where I should have fallen off, but luckily, I just about made my way to the goal. I actually really enjoyed those trial galaxies. They were pretty fun and challenging. It would have been nice if there were a few more of them. After I fought Bowser again, I unlocked the engine dome, and surprisingly, I'd already collected enough stars to fully power up the Comet Observatory, allowing it to go to where Peach and Bowser were. But I thought, you know what, Peach can wait a bit, so I went straight to the engine dome, and look who was here. But you know what, I feel no hatred towards this guy anymore. I'm past that now. The Gold Leaf Galaxy here was kind of a weird one. It's just a mirrored version of the Honey Hive Galaxy, with a bit of an autumn theme. The Toy Time Galaxy here introduced a brand new power-up, and it's one that everybody loves. Let's all give a warm welcome to Spring Mario. Now, you know what, I don't hate Spring Mario or anything, but sometimes I do feel like I'm better off without it. Also, looking at this artwork, it doesn't even seem like Mario wants to be in the spring.
Michael, don't leave me here.
After I got the Grand Star in the engine dome, I unlocked the final dome being the garden. And I also unlocked the Gateway Galaxy from the start of the game. After I had a nice chat with Rosalina, this red Luma appeared and told me to get 100 purple coins. I could use this red star to transform into Flying Mario. Now this was a good power up. I love the red and black Dennis the Menace looking colour scheme, and being able to fly is just really cool. I'd definitely like to see this power up come back again in a new game. I flew up to the garden dome, and it's funny, because in the Deep Dark Galaxy, they bring back the infamous giant watermelon from Mario Sunshine. Luckily though, this level is a lot easier than that one. There was another Gearmo level in the garden dome, but we were the best of friends now, and I very nicely cleared out all of the rubbish for him, though Mario did get blown up at the end. A character that I haven't mentioned yet is Luma Lee, and I completely forgot he was in the game while I was watching the Mario movie. I was just sat there thinking he was the classic Illumination original, though he is a bit different from the one in the film. He's a bit less, well, insane in this. Anyway, it was now finally time for me to defeat Bowser and rescue Peach. The observatory took off and headed to the centre of the universe. Rosalina helped Mario to get inside the castle, which then walked him to Bowser's galaxy reactor. This level is basically just a mix of the galaxies I'd been to, and after narrowly avoiding some bullet bills, I got to where Bowser was. I climbed up the staircase, and there he was. He explained his plan to me in great detail, and then the fight began. It started off a bit differently than the other Bowser fights, as this time he could turn into a boulder. I had to spin at the right moment to attack him, and thinking about it, I wonder if this is what inspired Rock Mario in Galaxy 2. They do look kinda similar. I then had to hit him with these green things to attack him, and after we almost flew into the lava, the true final boss fight began. I again had to get Bowser to light his own tail on fire. After spin attacking him a couple of times, I finally defeated him, and he just directly fell into the lava. I was half expecting to see Dry Bowser pop out. Mario flew away with the Grand Star, and after catching Peach, they flew through space together, and this scene's so beautiful with the music and everything. Somehow Bowser had got himself out of the lava, and I actually felt quite bad for him here. He was just stumbling around while everything around him was destroyed. Bowser's reactor then exploded and became a black hole. Everything and everyone was being pulled in, and just as things weren't looking great, all of the Lumas appeared and sacrificed themselves to create a brand new universe. Rosalina then became giant for some reason, and asked Mario if he was up for a bit of tennis later. It then cut to Mario waking up in the brand new universe. Mario then said his iconic line,
Welcome! Welcome, new galaxy!
and the credits rolled. But I wasn't done with the game just yet, as at the end of the credits, it said that the purple comet had appeared. So it was now time to get quite a few purple coins. Just before that though, Rosalina welcomed Mario back, and said that if I found some more stars, I could access another world. The number was shining green, so I wonder what she meant by that. The purple coin stars were the last ones I'd left to get, and they basically had me revisiting different galaxies, and collecting 100 purple coins in each of them. Some of them were more linear levels, where I basically just had to hope and pray that I didn't miss a coin, while other levels were a bit more open, and I had to search every nook and cranny of the level to find them. The ones with a time limit though were really mean. You'd think the timer would stop once a star appeared, but nah, it just kept ticking down. In one of the levels I had 5 seconds left to grab the star, and I just about managed to do it with 1 second left. Like I mentioned before, the Dusty Dune Galaxy had a pretty difficult purple coin mission, mainly because of these tornado enemies. I needed to jump into them to get some coins, but I just kept getting hit by the stuff around them.
It's like a little tornado, isn't it?
Every time I died, I had to start all over again as well, so I was pretty nervous flying around over the sinking sand, and I did end up falling in it a couple of times. It took a bit of practice, but I eventually managed to beat that level. Most of the other purple coin stars were pretty chill though, and after I completed all of them, I'd finally got all 120 stars. Rosalina then said that we could now go to the other world, but first, I had to go and fight Bowser and rescue Peach again. So I replayed that whole level all over again, and after the credits rolled, I got this nice little cutscene of Rosalina flying away with the Lumas, along with the reveal that the Luma Mario travelled with is alive. But then after that, I got the greatest message in all of gaming.
Super Luigi Galaxy!
I could now play through the whole game again as Luigi, and this is probably my favourite 100% reward out of any game. I can now play as Luigi.
Yes, I can! Yes, I can!
Imagine being able to play as Luigi if you got all of the moons in Odyssey. Like, that would be so sick. I'm definitely going to play through Super Luigi Galaxy eventually, as there is one completely new star you can get as him. But that was my Super Mario Galaxy experience, and it's definitely still one of my favourite games of all time. Everything about this game is just amazing. The levels, the music, the atmosphere. It's just a beautiful 10 out of 10 game. It really makes me want to play through Super Mario Galaxy 2 again, especially as that game is on the Switch now. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Definitely make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.